Year I started my BA had cinema studies, and I was exposed to these incredible films that I would have never had an opportunity to see otherwise. You know, Russian revolutionary cinema and Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, just a whole range of things, all of Goddard's films. I became passionate about filmmaking and started applying for all the film schools in the country after I finished that BA. The strong point about the film school, the Swinburne Film School, is the people that were there, both the teachers and the students. I think they brought with them the spark that made it such an exciting place to be. Swinburne had a reputation then of being the best, as far as I was concerned, the best film school in the country, because the film and TV school had started later. It was in Sydney, and so I was a Melbourne person, but it had a reputation for having a huge amount of resources. But the films that came out of Swinburne were like on an oily rag, and they always seemed to be much more exciting. You were running on adrenaline for the whole year, and the excitement level was right up there. You know, when the film was finished and it premiered to an audience, that was an extraordinary moment. But the feeling was intense throughout the whole year. You know, you could do the things at Swinburne that you really wanted to do, and that's how I felt anyway. So I really pushed it for everything it was worth in that way. So you're not going off on a complete tangent so that when you come out of film school you're unemployable. You know, that obviously is not right. But when you come out of film school you have a series of skills which are very marketable then and very usable. I worked as a camera assistant on one of the student films, and I loved that. It was fantastic working with someone else who was shooting, but, you know, loading the magazines and that side of it, which you know would be very different today. But shooting film, that was an exciting period, and it was actually, you know, you really felt important, because if you loaded that film incorrectly or exposed it all, the whole thing was fucked. Most people had less resources in the production area, and so they spent more time sitting in the editing room, and that's where films are created. Films are created in the editing room, so that was a fantastic experience, and it's still, I find that still to be the most exciting part about filmmaking, when you sit down with what you've got, which is just, let's face it, a series of things then on a film reel and now in a digital form, which don't mean much, and you have to turn that into something that people are going to watch and enjoy.